Well, this is a video I never, ever thought I'd ever have to make. And you may notice during this video that I'm really tapering my profanity. And oh, it's just so perfect, isn't it? Such a child-friendly video. Anyone can watch this video. Yay, drat and blast. Maybe some of you are lucky and don't really have an idea of what I'm talking about yet. In which case, prepare to get very, very pissed off, especially if you're a content creator on this website. I'm going to give you a rundown right now of exactly what's going on and why I'm really worried and really can't say pissed again. Okay, whoops-a-daisy. And why I'm really ticked off about it. YouTube systems and myself have never had a good relationship in my living memory. Even when I was a really small channel, I had like 300-400 maybe subscribers. I got a copyright strike on a bit of gameplay I did, and this was during a huge copyright fiasco that was going on. You know, I couldn't upload videos over 15 minutes for something like a year, and that just kind of killed my enthusiasm for making content, for one, and it really made me think, what's going on here? I'm promoting someone's game, I'm promoting someone's hard work here and giving them publicity, and I'm in trouble for that. That's free advertising. How on earth could that be a thing? But then it got worse. I got pretty big on YouTube. Hurrah, I love you all very much, and I started the series Planet Rust. And for this series, I bought licenses to a bunch of music, so I could have actually, you know, nice, not shitty, royalty-free music. Shitty, fuck, whoops, blast, okay, I cocked that one up. Let me start over. And so I could have actually good music. Now, these licenses I'd bought were immediately all striked, meaning I couldn't make any money off the Planet Rust videos. I thought, wow, that really sucks since I'm putting so much time into this. What's a way around it? So, I cancelled my licenses and decided I'd just make some of my own music for it. I started making my own music for Planet Rust, which was fantastic, a good opportunity to be creative. And then what happens? Oh, okay, I've been flagged for my own music now. That's the kind of state we're in. So I can't make money off my own music, on my own video, with my own story, my own editing. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, long story short, that doesn't matter anymore. Planet Rust Season 2's finished, Planet Rust Season 1's finished. I managed to get some of the flags lifted. It's not the end of the world. But it was really demonstrative, I think, of just how corrupt this system can be in the wrong hands. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is the final nail in the coffin. If this is allowed to continue, what I'm about to tell you, that is, we are all in a difficult situation. I'm just going to throw a name at you now that you probably all will recognize. Philip DeFranco. He's run a show on YouTube now for a very long time, and I've watched him for a very long time also. Now, Philip DeFranco uploaded a video recently, I shall link it in the description, claiming that YouTube was now unmonetizing his videos, for some unknown reason. It might be because he swore in them, or he showed controversial topics, or something along those lines. Where, you know, when you keep in mind that this guy is a bloody news channel who covers news, such as politics, attacks, anything, that's demonstrable. You can't do that to him. Luckily for him, he said he doesn't really need the monetization on the YouTube videos anymore. That's not how he makes most of his revenue, so it doesn't really, you know, matter to him. And, you know, very well done. Fortunate for you. But for smaller channels, such as myself, the only income we really get from this site is monetization on videos, right? That's pretty much it. I don't sell any t-shirts, really. I occasionally get lucky enough to get donations on Twitch, which is so thoughtful. Patreon, people support me on that, which I'm just so thankful for. But this site right here is where pretty much all my views come from. And a lot of you probably won't know this, but I'm a student. I am in university, and I'm only 20 years old. I'm not a middle-aged man, as some people believe I am, so I'm not wealthy. And a lot of people also who are in the Rust community aren't wealthy either. Believe it or not, YouTube, sometimes contrary to popular opinion, does not pay very well. But this isn't about me, this is just a little example I'm just trying to put into context here. Now, luckily for me, I haven't had any videos actually directly affected by these new rules yet, but I'm going to go through them right now on screen with you, and we're going to look at just how messed up this could really be. bear in mind, folks, that a lot of people's livelihoods rest on this website and rest on being able to create their content and be able to monetize those videos. For some people, their livelihoods are very good, they make a lot of money. For some people, their livelihoods aren't so much, but every little helps, to quote Tesco. And just look at how ridiculous some of these are. Now, you'll see on screen now that these are the terms of service that were introduced quite a while ago now, but we didn't see any real implementation of them until very, very recently, where a lot of channels have had YouTube literally come over, remove monetization and say, no, advertisers don't want to be on a disgusting video like this, ugh, vile, sexually suggestive content and sexual humor. Now, I'm totally fine with, obviously, you don't want nudity on this side, you want to keep it vaguely sane, I understand that, totally. But sexual humor? Humor is by definition subjective. People can find things funny and people can find things unfunny. So what you're saying here is, if a person was to say a your mama joke, as in, your mama's so hairy, your mama's so sexy, whatever, that's now grounds to unmonetize them. I mean, come on, there are so many videos like that. Inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. Are you serious now? Inappropriate language, profanity, swearing. This is censorship. Now, you do realize this, YouTube. This is censorship. You're stopping people being able to do exactly what they want to do. And if that involves saying fuck, that involves saying fuck. It's a word. It's a word, for God's sake. And all these people have made you so much bloody money on your site, and now they can't say an F word. Is this really the state we find ourselves in? I mean, harassment, profanity. Look, harassment I understand to an extent, but, you know, people compare loads of big channels to harassment. Rice Gum, Leafy, all these channels, and I understand why they're worried. Now, do I watch those channels? No, I don't particularly enjoy them. But do I think they should be silenced from this site? Fuck no. That is censorship. If they've got something to say, and evidently people want to watch it, let them bloody say it. Why is there this PC movement now that's just swarming over the internet? It's vile and toxic and it needs to die. Are you saying, honestly, that an ad company, this is how you often phrase it, that ads don't want to be associated with this vulgar video, they don't like it very much. It's just a little bit too rich for their taste. Fuck off! Fuck off! Really? You don't think they're going to, on a video that's got millions and millions of views, if it says fuck once, you don't think they're going to want the money from that? Of course they are. This isn't about them. Stop trying to shift the blame. Why are you doing this? PewDiePie swears a lot. In fact, PewDiePie was made famous for screaming and swearing a lot. Are you telling me that you're going to unmonetize some of PewDiePie's videos? Really? The amount of money you make off him, you're actually going to do that, are you? I don't think so. These bloody automated systems run rife in your system, and I refuse to believe that they're not specific to certain channels. How can some things be allowed? For God's sake, some examples of things you have on YouTube Red, for example. Disgusting names of videos. Really nasty stuff. And yes, the content's just fine, like everything on YouTube. If you don't want to be offended, don't look at a video that might offend you. If you don't like swearing, probably YouTube isn't the place for you. But I mean, look at how many views people get. This site isn't dead, it's thriving. People like being able to hear what people think. Content creators can vent, like I'm doing right now. They can talk to an audience, and the audience can hear what they're saying, and they can agree and disagree. That encourages debate, and refusing to allow that on your site is simply censorship. I mean, seriously, look at this one here, right? Controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. How on earth can you expect to be a forefront of media when you refuse to address subjects related to war, political conflicts, disasters, and tragedies? People have channels related to news. People get news from YouTube now. Does CNN have ad block on them? Do people not want to monetize that? Really? They show a lot of bad stuff. They talk about a lot of bad stuff. A lot of this stuff you've mentioned here is all covered on Wide News. So why on earth can it not be covered on YouTube? Why? I mean, a couple of the rules on there I totally understand, and that's fine. But the ones I've addressed in this video are really, really skeptical, and it scares me for the state of this site. It scares me for the direction this site is going to be taking. My videos, for example, right? And obviously I'm going to talk about myself here because this affects everyone, okay? And this is a personal video. I swear in my videos all the time because that's funny. You can incorporate that into jokes. Swearing is funny. You can make that funny. It's humor. Now, are you saying that my entire Planet Rust series, for example, could be completely struck down of monetization just because it shows violence and I say cunt and I say fuck a few times? Really? Come on now. People have been saying those words for years in all veins of media. You have an age gate system on YouTube. If something's age restricted, fair enough. That's totally fine. You can do that. But removing monetization because of some arbitrary understanding that people just don't want to hear those violent words anymore. They don't want to see this violence. No, people wouldn't watch it if they didn't want to see it. I wouldn't have hundreds and hundreds of comments of people saying, "Yes, more of this, please." And that kind of stuff gets me up in the morning. That's the kind of stuff that makes me want to continue on this site and run it alongside my studies. That is my incentive. And what you're saying here is you could remove that at the tip of a hat just because I say fuck. Come on now. Huge channels are being affected, YouTube. Huge channels that have been on this site for 10 years or more. They've made you so much money, and it's about time you start thinking and start caring about the people that are making you billions of dollars. Care for them, for God's sake. Get rid of these automated strikes that are making our lives hard. Well, that's that. I haven't got much more to say. I'm obviously going to keep you all updated on Twitter should anything happen, which I highly suspect it might do. Like I said, it wouldn't be my first tangle with YouTube systems by a long stretch. So I am expecting it, and I'm going to fight it every step of the way. This is purely censorship. If you want to age restrict my videos, age restrict them. But the very notion that if a couple of my videos get called up in your system and you think, oh, okay, we can't monetize those, we might as well just remove monetization for this whole channel. Yes, this whole channel. If that happened to someone like PewDiePie, if that happened to someone like Markiplier, any of these big names, KSI, he swears like a trooper. If that happened to any of those, they would stop, they would die. We're not going to cut down our material. I am never going to sit here and act like an absolute coward in front of my audience. I'm never going to calm down and make it all politically correct just to satisfy you. If people enjoy what I make and people find it funny or amusing in any way, that makes me happy. And mark my words, YouTube, I am not going to taper my content, and if that means you have to shut down my channel, you shut it down. Right. I'll be back to Rust soon, I promise. I just had to say that. As always, chaps, stay coy.